games, brains, and a head-banging life here. And as we've been covering Mortal Kombat over the last few months, both in the movie format and something upcoming in the future, we thought it was time we do a tier ranking where we're ranking every Mortal Kombat film character, the significant ones, including the ones that are played by different actors. So you will find 2 Raidens here. You will find 2 Sonias here, and so on and so forth. We have 5 categories. We have Flawless Victory, which is the best of the best. Top Tier Fighter, which is great, a good character. Toasty, which is a character that's just all right. Nutshot, which is a character that is pretty crap. And Finish Him, a character that is the absolute worst. We begin, Damon, with Goro from the first film, the 4-armed Prince of Outworld, who I think does a good job in the first film.
Does a good job, but he doesn't have enough screen time, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's interesting because when we first sort of meet him, he's just talking to Kano, and then later on he's brought into it, and he has a couple of flurry of fights, easy win. It's probably his fight with Art that is the most significant. But then he goes down like a chump to Johnny Cage.
Exactly.
So top tier fighter, I reckon. Not the top, but the second one below.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Perfect. Goro is our first. Oh God. All right, here we go. It's Jax, but Jax from the first film.
Well, it's very hard to judge him. So, but obviously he's got to go in the bottom because the fact that he does nothing.
That's it.
Hey Sonia, hey Sonia. Instead of chasing after her, just stand back and go, hey Sonia.
That's it. I knew what you'd say the moment I brought him up. He goes and Finish Him. He is awful, barely in it, and as you said already, just stands there while Sonya runs off. Okay, Johnny Cage from the first film, played by Lyndon Ashby. Now for me, top.
Yeah, easy.
Absolutely. He's funny. He's entertaining. He gets some good lines. He's a decent fighter. He has that moment where he punches Goro in the balls. Yeah, I think it's brilliant. He's easily one of the most memorable of the Mortal Kombat film characters.
Yeah, definitely.
There we go. Johnny Cage is our first in Flawless Victory. Kano from the first film.
Easy. I mean, again, in my opinion, he doesn't have enough screen time, but he's so entertaining, and the guy that plays him is brilliant. So for me personally, he's got to be the top.
See, that's kind of what I want to put him there because of that too. I do. But then I think like, oh God, his introduction's a bit crap. You know, when he's like, oh, I love a woman with punctuality, don't you, Mr. Shang Tsung? And then as a fighter, he goes out like a chump, man.
Well, I suppose if we're punishing Goro, then I suppose it goes with Goro,
I think so. I put him above Goro, top tier fighter. Because as you said already, the portrayal is very funny.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, it's Princess Katana from both films because she's played by the same actress, Princess Katana. Now, for me, fighting is irrelevant for Katana. She gets a bit more to do in the second film, but even then, she's never the focus of the fights. She's often fighting alongside Liu Kang and stuff like that. In the first film, she does next to nothing except talk to Liu Kang and give him hints. But she's a good enough character. She's just not that interesting. I'd put her in the middle at Toasty.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I mean, when we eventually do our conquest thing, I think you've got to do it. We've got to do another tier list because obviously there's going to be potentially 3 Raidens.
Well, there'll be another tier list for the conquest characters. Of course.
Excellent. Because I was about to say, because Katana in Conquest is really good.
Yep. I don't think she's terrible in these movies. I don't think she's great. She's literally in the middle, so that will do.
Yeah, me too.
But then we come to the greatest, maybe. We'll see how you feel about this. It is, across both movies, Liu Kang, portrayed by Robin Shao. He has the best fights, the biggest fights. He puts his all into it. To me, he's top of Flawless Victory ahead of Johnny Cage.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, when I think of Mortal Kombat and I think, oh, what would I show people to get them pumped? I'd be like, I'd show them the part with Shang Tsung when him and Shang Tsung are getting ready to fight and they're doing the moves. and the Test Your Might song's playing, and then it kicks into Mortal Kombat, and then they both start fighting. That's
Exactly.
Mortal Kombat to me.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, Liu Kang, Robin Show, wonderful. Raiden, but portrayed by Christopher Lambert.
Okay, well,
He doesn't fight. That's quite important.
he doesn't fight, but for his entertainment value,
Yes.
he's got to go in the top. But I know we haven't done it yet, but he's not my favorite Raiden.
Okay, so you want to put him the top tier fighter alongside Kano and Goro?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because it doesn't deserve to be with Liu Kang and Johnny Cage, but I think above Kano because he's funny.
Right. I disagree slightly. I agree where he goes, but I'd put him after Kano because Raiden's lines, while amusing, don't fit his character. Kano's does.
Okay, yeah, I'll go with that.
Ahead of Goro, in between Kano.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, one that we got a character now from the first film that never gets a line. Reptile. It's a good fight. It is a good fight, and he does look pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a good fight. It is pretty cool. I mean, but I don't know. I mean,
Toasty after Katana or Nutshot?
I think probably above Katana because I mean, he doesn't deserve either the top two.
But he does get to fight, and he fights Liu Kang. Yeah. Yep, he's there above Katana in Toasty. Continuing with our ninjas, up next it is Scorpion from the first film.
Again, I'm very biased. I'm going to put, for me personally, I'm going to put him in the top. But again, he's not my favorite Scorpion.
Okay, when you say the top, do you mean top, flawless victory, or top tier fighter?
Top tier fighter, I think, because I mean, again, I don't think he gets a lot of time in the movie.
You're right. However, when he is in the movie, he has impact. So the introduction with him and Sub-Zero is brilliant. And his fight with Johnny Cage that takes place in the woods and then inside Scorpion's domain is fucking memorable, right?
It is definitely. It's a great fight, and obviously then you get to see the first little love card by Johnny Cage, which is pretty cool.
The friendship, yeah. I'd put Scorpion at the top of top tier fighter ahead of Kano.
Yeah.
Because he goes out, he doesn't go out like a chump. Johnny Cage has to literally cut him to pieces with weapons. Shang Tsung.
In my personal opinion, he goes in the very top, but just behind Liu Kang.
That's it. Exactly it. Exactly right.
Because those two make Mortal Kombat.
Yes, they are Mortal Kombat. Absolutely. I'm already put them there. I agree. And when I talked about the fight with Liu Kang at the end, that fight is as much Shang Tsung as well, and the passion he portrays in that battle. You're right. That is, when you want to talk about how great Mortal Kombat, the original movie is, Liu Kang, Shang Tsung.
Yeah, definitely.
We are still with the first movie, the last characters of the first movie. We are now talking about Sheol Khan, who only makes a brief appearance as the giant, demonic, ghostly version of himself.
Well, I mean...
He doesn't fight, he doesn't do anything. However, I would put him in top tier fighter because his appearance is so grand and so huge and so epic that you're like, oh my fucking God, this is going to be brilliant.
Well, I was going to say stick him in the bottom, the very bottom.
The very bottom.
because it's because of him that we look forward to the second movie, and then they screwed up.
You can't punish that. You know what? I get what you're saying. If Katana's and Toasty, Sheol Khan, right, because he's got such a small role, we'll put him in Nutshot, the first of the Nutshot ones, because he doesn't belong alongside Jax.
No.
Right, it's one of your favourites next. Sonia Blade from the first film. Now I know we both prefer Sonia Blade from the sequel, don't we?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. She has a good part. She has one or two good fights. She kills Kano, so for that she gets bad marks for that straight away. But I'll put her in the middle, maybe above Katana.
So I'd put her above Reptile. Let's be fair. Let's put her top of Toasty because she does
Yeah,
fight.
yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's be fair to her.
Mm.
And the last from the first film, we are talking about Iceman himself. It is Sub-Zero. Now, this is going to be controversial. I would rank Sub-Zero lower than Scorpion, Kano, Raiden, and Goro. I'd put Sub-Zero in Toasty because while his introduction is good, all he does is have that stupid show-off fight, and then he has an average fight with Liu Kang. Just an average fight. Sub-Zero's thing in this movie is that he looks fucking cool. That's it.
Yeah, well, again, he's again. I'm referring to Conquest, but he's not my favorite Sub-Zero. And if you've seen Conquest, you know how they create Sub-Zero and how he's trained. He's trained with water. So for God's sake, the guy's an idiot. He should know by now that water is dangerous.
If you want to hear our strong opinions on water and Sub-Zero, go watch how they made that into a movie, Episode 1, Mortal Kombat. So would you agree that Sub-Zero can go on Toasty ahead of Reptile, but after Sonia?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Excellent. Right, now we're really going to hit the shit, as we're now going to cover the Annihilation characters. Are you ready for this?
Oh, yeah.
We start with Barakah.
So disappointing. You know, could have been a brilliant character, but for me personally, they destroyed him in the film. So I think for me personally, Jax deserves a partner.
Yes, I agree. Barakah doesn't. Not only is Barakah shit, he looks crap as well. Absolutely awful. Barakah goes and finish him ahead of Jax just because Barakah has more screen time than that Jax. But he's rubbish. I agree. One of the many disappointments of Annihilation.
Yep.
However, we might have a good one here. Cyrax, which is the yellow robot that fights Jax and Sonia.
Yeah, it's a very good fight scene.
Yeah.
You know, the way he dies is pretty epic. You know, the way he dies. So, or whatever, he gets transferred back to Outworld or whatever. I would. I don't know. I mean, I don't think he deserves the top two. I don't know. I mean,
definitely
maybe in the middle. Maybe in the middle, top and middle.
Well, see, here we are, right? So in our middle, Toasty, we have Sonia Blade from the first film, Sub-Zero from the first film, and Reptile from the first film. So basing off those people's abilities in fighting in the battles, I think Cyrax goes after Reptile ahead of Katana. Because I'd rather watch the Reptile fight with Liu Kang, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
There you go then. Perfect. Okay, it's Ermac from the second film. So Ermac is the ninja in red. What to say about Ermac? He's crap.
Yeah.
That's
a point. Completely pointless.
I mean, he's in it to the end, I guess. Yeah.
Very bottom of him.
But he does fight Sonia, doesn't he, as a two? So do you reckon Nutshot after Sheol
Oh, yeah.
Khan?
I suppose, yeah. Just because he punches Sonia a few times, I suppose.
Yeah. I think that's a good place for him. The finish him category should be for those who are the absolute worst. Oh, it's Jade. It's Jade. She does a lot in the movie, but honestly, I think the actor playing her is awful. I think her character is so obviously a villain from the moment she introduced. But she's kind of makes me laugh. Bottom of Toasty after Katana.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Jax from the sequel.
I just don't like Jax full stop. I really don't like him full stop.
So we disagree on this. I don't mind this, Jax.
I don't get him as a character. I mean, what, he's got metal arms, and then suddenly he takes his arms off, and then he's like bloody Arnold Schwarzenegger punching the crap out of bloody Mataro.
Yeah, because as Raiden told him, he found the strength inside him. Didn't you watch the films?
I know. He found the strength inside him, yeah. But for flip's sake, why couldn't he tell Liu Kang to go find his inner dragon?
Where would you put Jax then? Where would you put him? And look, we'll see what I think.
I'll go for just behind Sonia in Toasted.
Ooh, okay. You know what? That's interesting. Okay. You know what? I'm going to go with you there. I wasn't too sure, but I like that. That's a fair place.
He has some good scenes, but
Yep.
I'll never forgive him and Sonia, where literally when Katana's having the mud fight and they both just suddenly disappear. So they're both having a coffee while they're having a mud wrestling match.
No, he's having a match. The mud fight is Sonia versus Melina.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, that's the one, yeah, that's the one, yeah.
Call yourself a Mortal Kombat fan. Right, up next, we might have a contender for the worst again, for finish him. It is Johnny Cage in the sequel. Oh, he's a fucking chump. He's played by someone different. He has one line, which is, "This is not good." And he then dies like a chump.
I'm pretty sure I said this during our they made this in the movie, but I really hope they paid that guy a lot of money because how out of order is that for him? Oh yeah, we need you for about 2 seconds of a shot. But yeah, no, he's got to go to the bottom because pointless.
Would you put him above or below Barakah?
At least Barakah died in a decent way, you know. You know, he got thrown into bloody fire and got burnt alive.
At least we remember Barakah, yeah. What about above or below Jax from first film?
He's got to go above Jax because Jax did nothing. So.
Oh, poor Jax.
I know.
Melina, who we've already mentioned, Pink Ninja, she fights Sonia in a bit of a mud fight. It lasts about 50 seconds and then she dies.
Well, if you're a bloke who likes a good old player of himself, he goes top of the pile. But nah, again, pointless. Should have been a good character. But
I'd put a bottom of Nutshot after Ermac.
Yeah. I mean, should have been a good character.
Should have been, but she's just there to once again to make up a million different numbers.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's Motaro. Motaro from Annihilation, obviously the Centaur guy. This is a tough ranking now because I'm like, well, he looks and acts like I'd expect Motaro to look like, but he's so fucking cheesy that I don't like him.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, looks wise and it should have been a really good character. It should have been an exciting one too, but completely pointless. And the fact that he loses to Jax, disgusting.
Yeah, so where would you put him? Because this is getting tough.
I'll go probably bang straight in the middle.
So in Toasty, our lowest one in Toasty is Jade. Do you think he's better than Jade?
Oh yeah. But I can't stand Jade.
What about Katana?
He's above her too, I think.
Okay. What about Cyrax?
Oh no, because at least that was a fun fight.
There you go, right there. Yep. Okay. Nightwolf, who has a brief role in the second film, but is very entertaining, and to me is one of the proper embodiments of the character from the game.
Yeah, again, yeah. So he's the guy who plays the part very well.
Yeah,
plays the part well, and not a massive part, but again, it's fun. It's entertaining.
It's memorable.
So,
the problem is this: he's memorable, but he doesn't fight, and he's never seen again.
Exactly. So for me, go.
I would put him in the middle, Toasty, but I would put him after Cyrax, before Motaro.
Yeah, I was going to say in the middle too.
Okay, it is Raiden from the second film. I really like this guy. I really like this Raiden.
Yeah, I agree.
He's not the best Raiden.
No, he's not because we haven't done the best Raiden yet.
No, we have not. Don't worry. I'm aware. But he brings different energy than Lambert. He's a different kind of Raiden. The only thing I don't like, right? The only thing I don't like is the latter part of his story, where it's human Raiden and it's dying like an idiot as well.
Yeah.
But
well, yeah. I mean, cutting his hair, changing his clothes. That to me is completely off part of what Raiden is. I know Raiden obviously he loves human beings and he loves obviously Earth and all that. But come on, man. A Thunder God cutting his hair and then changing his clothes to be one of the humans.
But he does get the fight afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
So there is that. We do get a fight scene with Raiden. See, I want to put him in the top tier fighter, alongside Goro and Lambert's Raiden.
Well, I think Lambert's Raiden is definitely better.
More
But
memorable.
more memorable. But
After Goro, then at the
yeah,
bottom.
yeah.
Okay, it's for fuck's sake. Earlier on, I spent ages looking at this picture, going, "Wait, who was this? Who was this?" And I finally remembered, and I kept telling myself, "Don't forget." It is Rain, the purplish ninja that gets killed by Sheol Khan in the fucking throne room.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Bottom, mate, bottom. He does nothing and then dies immediately.
Yeah, definitely bottom.
Okay, here's our problem. Do we put him above or below Barakah?
Well, at least Barakah had a little swing backwards and forward.
True.
Oh.
What about above or below Johnny Cage?
Below Johnny Cage, because I feel sorry for the actor. So.
Okay, we're not done yet then. Here it comes. Does he go above or below Jax?
No one goes below. No one goes below Jax. Actually, there's only one person who could possibly go below Jax, and she's coming up.
Right. Okay, up next we have a trio. We have the 3 reptiles that appear in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. So these are just 3 versions of Reptile from the first film, but they're apparently weaker. Bottom of nutshot, mate. There's no discussion. Not the worst because they do a fight, but bottom of nutshot after Melina. Because at least Melina's like, oh, that's Melina.
Yeah, true, yeah.
It's Scorpion from the Mortal Kombat Annihilation. A bit of different looking Scorpion. So.
I mean, his fight's pretty entertaining. It's a good fight.
Yeah, it's him versus Sub-Zero.
Yeah, it's a good little fight.
Got one major problem with him though.
What was that? Oh.
Well, it's simply the fact that when he disappears and captures Katana, he's never seen again.
Yeah, I don't get that, because I mean, for such a major character, why is he given such a small part in the first one and the second one?
I agree. Absolutely. So I think middle is a good place for him.
Yeah.
But the question is, do we put him? Let's choose one. Do you think he's better than Reptile from the first film?
I enjoyed Reptile's fight. I enjoyed Liu Kang and Reptile's fight more than Scorpion's fight.
Agreed. What about, is he better than Cyrax?
Again, I mean, I'd probably say Cyrax is better too.
Same.
Better fight. Yeah.
Which then brings us to, is he better than Nightwolf?
He's got to be better than Nightwolf, unfortunately.
There you go. We found it right in between Cyrax and Nightwolf.
Yeah.
Oh, God. It's him. He's here, Damon. It is Daddy's boy himself. It is Love Me, Daddy. Love Me, Please, Daddy. It's Sheol Khan. Oh, for fuck's sake. Thing is, like, the actor tries so hard to portray him as well, but I fucking hate this guy. I want to put him in the bottom. I want to put him in Finish Him alongside the rubbish characters. It doesn't even seem fair.
I mean,
he's so bad.
The actor who plays him is such a brilliant actor. I feel I feel so sorry for him. I mean, I don't know why he took the part, because that part does not suit him at all, in my opinion.
As soon as he read the script and was like, wait, you're just going to have me crying about my dad?
I know.
Most of the film?
I mean, I'm going to reference it again, but for anyone who has not seen Conquest, the Sheol Khan and Conquest, brilliant.
Yeah, we'll get into that at some point.
I know, Conquest is brilliant.
Right, okay, let's be fair here. Let's not put him in the bottom, because the ones in the bottom are the worst. Let's put him in nutshot, right?
Yeah.
Let's put him, because he is memorable at least, above Ermac, but after Sheol Khan from the first film.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got a couple more left. Oh, God, it's Shiva, the four-armed sister of Goro. Wow, she is terrible.
This is the one I was on about. The one who's going to take Jax off the bottom.
Do you reckon she takes Jax off the bottom?
I mean, considering what Goro is now, obviously she's obviously part of his race or his sister or whatever. Okay, now she should be strong. That thing, I swear to God, she should have grabbed it and thrown it.
Yeah,
I know it's a film. I know it says in the script that she's got to die, But seriously, what was the point?
Her role in this movie is to stand down at menacing. She argues and has some sort of weird fight with Motaro briefly there where they shake each other. And then she dies almost immediately with a cage dropping her. She is the fucking worst. You're absolutely right. However, you seriously going to say she's worse than Jax or Rain?
I mean, what does she do to deserve to go above those two?
What does she do? Well, she's got. But what does Rain do? He's just as bad.
Well, he gets burnt alive.
But she gets crushed.
Yeah, but because of who she is, she shouldn't be crushed.
Right. Do you know what? No, this is why she goes above Rain. I've got a good argument. Because unlike Rain, when we argue about Mortal Kombat Annihilation and we talk about the moments where it make you rub your head and rub your temples and go, what the fuck am I watching? You don't talk about Rain, do you? You talk about Shiva. And you're just like, are you serious? So
okay.
She's more memorable.
Until you mentioned Rain, I didn't even know him as a character. So I'll go with that, yeah.
She goes in between Rain and Johnny Cage from the sequel.
Poor Jax is still bottom.
I think he's staying there looking at who we've got left. Chinook. It's Chinook, who is the daddy of Sheol Khan, who Sheol Khan begs approval of. Played well by an actor, pretty memorable. Gives off the vibe of being quite strong and powerful. But here's the thing. He shouldn't come off more powerful than Sheol Khan. Yet he does.
Yeah, again, I mean, Sheol Khan's supposed to be... He is the main threat of everyone. Exactly. Boss. He's the final boss. He's the main threat of everyone. And Sheol Khan seems to be scared of him.
Yeah.
You know,
he seems to be.
And considering he's like a all-powerful god or whatever he is, Chinook, he ain't very smart. You know.
Where would you put him?
He can join he can join Sheol Khan in the second bottom, I think.
Absolutely. Where do we put him though? Yeah. Do we put him in between the two Sheol Khans?
Is he better than Sheol Khan from the second one? You know, considering he made him to be the daddy's boy. But I suppose because he played the parts up a little bit well. Then I would. Yeah.
I agree. That's it. The difference, isn't it? Okay, Sindel. And if I was judging this on acting abilities alone, she would actually go at the bottom below Jax. Because I'm never going to get over. Too bad you will die. And it's just like, if that doesn't make you turn the movie off, you are fucking a hero. Because that line there is the dirt worst. However, she does get some cool scenes later on. I like the scream thing. I think she's pretty terrible. She's kind of there as a plot device more than anything else.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to say, like, I mean, character-wise, she's a good character. But obviously, acting-wise, terrible. I mean, this might be too high, but I was going to say, like, somewhere in the middle, like near the bottom.
What do you reckon, Nutshot alongside Sheol Khan and Chinook?
Yeah.
So do you like her more than Sheol Khan from the sequel?
See, I like the actor who plays him.
Right, so let's put her after then, ahead of Ermac. Yeah. 3 left. Smoke, who's the other cyborg we see. In fact, he's the first one who fights Liu Kang. He actually gets killed by Sub-Zero, which prompts a Sub-Zero Scorpion fight. Now, like Cyrax, Smoke looks pretty cool. So I think Smoke goes alongside Cyrax, but the fight is good.
Yeah, I'll go with that. So, yeah.
So I'd put Smoke after Scorpion before Nightwolf.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Man, we haven't had anyone for the top tiers in ages. But maybe we'll have one now. Sonia Blade from Annihilation.
No.
I think she goes up right. We put Sonia Blade from the original movie at the top of Toasty. So I think Sonia Blade from the sequel goes in top tier fighter.
I was going to say that, yeah, she's not in the same league as Liu Kang and Shang Tsung, but definitely top of the second tier.
So in our second tier, is she better than Raiden from the sequel?
Yeah, because I mean, she has a bigger part.
Yeah, more fights, bigger role. Yeah. What about Goro from the first film?
Well, I mean, it's no question. Although Goro should have been an amazing character, he's again pretty much pointless.
What about Raiden from the first film? Does she go above him?
Yeah, because if we're going on a fight, it's a fighting film, and all Raiden does is little finger lightings and a few jokes every now and then.
Okay, what about Kano then? That's where we stop, don't we? She goes in between Kano and Raiden.
Yeah.
And last but not least, it is good guy Sub-Zero from the sequel. So he has that fight with Scorpion, gets his ass whooped, talks to Liu Kang for a little bit, and then disappears completely again.
Again, confusing why Scorpion and Sub-Zero just completely disappeared.
Yep.
I mean, obviously in the first one he gets killed, but I'm going to make a conquest reference again. When you see the episode Scorpion and Sub-Zero, explains a lot, hell of a lot. But
that's irrelevant.
I know.
No, I think the fair place for him, if we put Scorpion in the middle of Toasty, Sub-Zero has to go alongside him.
Yeah.
But after, because Scorpion looks cool, while Sub-Zero doesn't.
Yeah.
There we go. There's our ranking of the Mortal Kombat film characters. And a recap then. Starting from the ones we put in the worst. Finish him. We have the lowest of the low, Jax from the first film. Poor Jax. Then it's Rain, then it's Shiva, then it's Johnny Cage from the sequel, and Barakah. They are what we consider the worst. In the almost as bad, but not quite as bad, nutshot category, we have the three reptiles. We have Melina, we have Ermac, we have Sindel, we have Sheol Khan from the sequel, we have Chinook, and we have Sheol Khan from the first film. In our middle category, Toasty, our biggest category, we have Jade, we have Katana, we have Mataro, we have Nightwolf, we have Smoke, we have Sub-Zero, we have Scorpion, we have Cyrax, we have Reptile, we have Sub-Zero from the first film, we have Jax from the second film, and we have Sonia Blade from the first film. I think this is pretty fair so far.
Yeah.
Second from top, our top tier fighter rank. We have Raiden from the sequel, Goro, we have Raiden from the first film, we have Sonia Blade from the sequel, we have Kano, and we have Scorpion from the first film. It's quite interesting to see that the highest ranked character from the sequel is Sonia.
Just a bit, yeah, definitely.
And then last but not least, we only have three characters in the top ranking, flawless victory. And they are the obvious ones. We have Johnny Cage from the first film. We have Shang Tsung, and we have the best of the best, Liu Kang. Can't argue with that, can you, Damon?
No. That was easy.
That was well, it wasn't that fucking easy.
Sorry, I mean, for the top three, that's
absolutely. And of course, as Damon has already hinted at, way down the line, we will have another ranking for the Conquest characters. But we'll get to that in the future. Right now, though, let us know what you think of this in the comments and what your ranking would be. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?